Good morning. The 14B District Court is now in session. My name is MIWashington, and I'm the judge that will be presiding over this session. We have so few people here so far. When the cases are called, please make sure that your device is on mute. When your attorney places their appearances on the record, the prosecutor and then your attorney, then please state your name. The court will call the case of Jeffrey Atkins, case number 21S3814102, as well as 14W003875B.
Good morning. Application against the people.
Paul Barnett on behalf of the township.
Jeffrey Atkins.
Thank you.
Assistant Public Defender Dowdy Levo for Mr. Atkins. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. It's my understanding that Mr. Atkins is valid as far as the driving while license suspended is concerned. Congratulations, Mr. Atkins, on becoming valid.
Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, sir. Thank you for doing the work. Ms. McDuffie, that one's yours.
Okay, I was just checking to see if I had any other counts associated with that one. Your Honor, in that case, congratulations to Mr. Atkins, and we can dismiss that.
All right. That particular case is now dismissed, sir.
Thank you.
And then on the other case, we're here for failure to pay. And how much is owed to me now?
294 is what.
294 is still outstanding. Sir, when can you pay your $294 on the equipment violation ticket from 2014?
I'm going to need at least 45 days. I just purchased a new home and I've had to do a lot of work to it.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll bring you back here on. We're here May 28th.
Yes.
I'll bring you back on May 28th, 2024 at 10 a.m. If it's paid off, you don't have to be here, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Have a good day, sir.
You too.
Ypsilanti Township versus Shayna Lawson, case number 22T00708.
Paul Barnett on behalf of the township.
Assistant Public Defender Allison Muller here on behalf of Shayna Lawson. Ms. Lawson, can you unmute and state your name for the record, please?
Shayna Lawson.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, we're here on a pretrial and a bond violation in this particular case. Ma'am, I'm going to arraign you on your bond violation. It alleges that Ms. Lawson went to community corrections as she was ordered to on February 13th. At that time, she tested positive for THC, Suboxone, and cocaine. Then on her next test on February 21st, she was negative with abnormal creatinines, and then she missed the 3 subsequent tests. Ma'am, you were ordered to test regularly at community corrections, and it appears you failed to do so. Having failed to do so, oops, 1 second. Having failed to do so is a violation of your bond conditions. You're entitled to have a hearing on this matter, at which time, if it is shown, you violate the terms of your bond, you could be subjected to have your bond revoked. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Ms. Mueller?
Your Honor, I'm sorry, I didn't see the bond violation. If there's any way I could speak with Ms. Lawson in a breakout room, I do know how we'd like to proceed with the pretrial, but if I could speak with Ms. Lawson about the bond violation, I would appreciate that.
You may.
Thank you.
We'll pass this matter. The court will call the matter of the state of Michigan versus Donica Holmes, case number 24S0010012.
Rachel McDuffie for the people. You're muted, Mr. Lebo.
My apologies. Thank you. Assistant Public Defender Davi Lebo on behalf of Ms. Holmes. Ms. Holmes, could you state your name, please?
Danica Holmes.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Nika Holmes.
Good morning.
We're here for pretrial.
Yes, Your Honor. I was just informed that there will not be any reductions offered in this matter, and therefore I'd like to request a brief adjournment in order to discuss that development with Ms. Holmes.
All right. Pretrial in this matter will be adjourned to April 2nd, 2024 at 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Ms. Holmes, I'll call you after court.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day, Ms. Holmes.
Your
Ypsilanti Township versus Jermaine Hamilton, 23T00025, as well as State of Michigan, Jermaine Hamilton, 21S39100A.
Rachel McDuffie for the people.
Paul Barnett on behalf of the township.
Assistant Public Defender Davi Lebo for Mr. Hamilton. Mr. Hamilton, can you state your name, sir?
Jermaine Hamilton.
Thank you. Good morning, sir. You need to take your hat off, please. We're here today for a pretrial in case number 23T00025, as well as a show cause in that case. And then in 21S39100A, we are here in that matter for, that's weird. Why does it say that? Looks like a pretrial and a show cause. Oh, for failure to appear.
Yes, Your Honor. With regard to the 23T matter, we'd like to set this matter for a final settlement conference. With regard to the 21S matter, we'd request an adjournment to allow Mr. Hamilton some time to look into restoring his license.
Why didn't Mr. Hamilton show up at his last hearing?
Mr. Hamilton?
Yeah, the last time the last hearing, the phone towers or something with T-Mobile was going on where everybody's service was out, so I couldn't log on to the Zoom hearings in that morning. And I told the public defender that the next day. So that's why I'm here now. There was no other reason than that. I couldn't log on because the phone towers was not working or something.
All right, thank you, sir.
Mhm.
Final settlement conference in this case will be on April 25th, 2024 at 11 a.m. Bond is continued. As to the 21S39100A, it looks like your client is still suspended. So have you been doing any work on your license? I don't really see what I can point out as a change to your license. Everything looks the same.
Yeah, the last time was when I paid the wrong ticket. Honestly, I just been having a lot of issues as far as bills wise, but um, I can make payments. I can make any type of payment. About time. My next hearing. Honestly, Your Honor, I just need a little bit more time.
I'm gonna adjourn this one more time to go along with the final settlement conference. After that, we're probably done with adjournments in this case.
Okay, Your Honor.
April 25th, 2024. And that
Thank you.
could at 11 a.m. Okay.
Okay,
All right. Thank you.
thank you.
Yeah.
Mr. Shimke, which matter are you appearing on, sir?
Yes, I'm on Miss Stoops.
Oh, okay. Ypsilanti Township versus Ruby Stoops, 23T00840, as well as P2R00389.
Paul Barnett on behalf of the township.
Good morning, Your Honor. Christopher Shemke here on behalf of Mrs. Stoops.
Good morning, Mr. Shimke.
Miss Stoops, can you please turn your camera on and state your name?
I'm
Miss-
trying. Hold on.
It looks like you haven't given your camera permission to get popped up for a second.
Okay, there we go. We on?
Thank you, Ms.
Okay.
Please
Hi.
state-
Ruby Stoops.
Thank you. All right. In case number 23T00840, we're here for a pretrial.
That's correct, Your Honor. I believe we have a resolution of the case. I'm sorry, Chris. Go
No,
ahead.
please, Mr. Barnett. Yes, please.
So we're going to add account 2 of loitering near a place where drug paraphernalia is illegally kept. That is under ordinance section 40.
That's a lot to write down, Mr. Barnett.
Sorry.
Loitering in a place where what is kept?
Drug paraphernalia is illegally kept.
All right.
And that's 42-289.
Okay.
It is a 90-day and/or $100 fine offense.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome. She's going to plead guilty to that. Added count 2, the township will dismiss the original count 1, possession of drug paraphernalia.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Barnett and I had an opportunity to have a dialogue regarding this. Ms. Stoops, I do believe this is an advantageous outcome for us to get the original charge dismissed. At this time, it's my understanding that we would be moving forward with the plea agreement. You understand, Ms. Stoops?
Yes, sir.
We are ready to proceed.
All right, ma'am, is that what you want to do today? You're going to plead guilty to the added count 2 of loitering in a place where drug paraphernalia is illegally kept. That is a misdemeanor, carrying a maximum penalty of up to 90 days and/or $100 fine. Is that what you want to do?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, please raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. May lower your hand. I'm gonna go over some rights you have that you're gonna be giving up by entering into this plea. Please stop me if you have any questions or if you feel like you need to speak with your attorney again. You have the right to have a trial by jury, at which time you can call witnesses to speak for you. You can get an order signed by this court to require those witnesses come to court. You have the right to see, hear, and question any and all witnesses that are called against you. And you have the right to be a witness for yourself, or you could choose to remain silent. If you did choose to remain silent, the prosecutor could not comment on that. In addition to that, you have the right to be presumed innocent unless proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand all those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand you're going to be giving up all those rights and you're not going to be having a trial of any sort?
Yes.
And do you also understand that there's no automatic right to appeal this decision? So the decision that you're making today, in all likelihood, is going to stick with you.
Yes.
And do you also understand, ma'am, that if you were on probation, parole, or bond on June 17th, 2022, when this happened, and you still are on that same probation, parole, or bond, then you could be in violation. Were you on any on that date, ma'am?
No, I was not.
All right. And if you're not a U.S. citizen, you could have immigration consequences. Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you. To the charge of loitering in a place where drug paraphernalia is illegally kept, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Anyone promise you anything other than what we placed on the record today to get you
No,
to plead?
ma'am.
Anyone threaten you in any way, shape, or form?
No, ma'am.
All right. So on June 17th of 2022, were you at the vicinity of 559 Kennedy?
Yes, ma'am.
And that's in Ypsilanti Township, correct?
Yes.
And at that time, ma'am, were you is that a place where drug paraphernalia was illegally kept?
Yes.
All right. I find that there's a factual basis for the plea. It has been willingly and knowingly made. Are you satisfied, Mr. Barnett?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Satisfied, Your Honor, yes.
All right. Are we referring for sentencing or what are we doing?
Your Honor, I have no objection to immediate sentencing.
I don't object to immediate sentencing. I keep talking over you, Chris. Sorry.
No worries, Judge. No worries.
Anything you want to say on behalf of your client, Mr.
Your Honor, just that I believe that my client made a poor decision with some of the company that she was keeping, but she's doing extremely well now, not on probation or parole. I don't see her duplicating this sort of poor judgment in the future. So we would respectfully request any leniency this honorable court could consider. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Nothing from the township, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Stoops, anything you want to say, ma'am?
No, ma'am.
Fines and costs in this case for a total of $295. Are you able to pay that today, ma'am?
No, ma'am.
See, you're here on the 22R case 00389, and in that case, you were supposed to be you appeared on February 20th, and you told me you would pay half of this ticket, which was $155, by March 5th. Did you do that?
I did not. I called the court and he told me to just the best thing would wait until today to my court date and ask you because I had miscalculated my days of receiving money. So on that, and that originally was 155 and then it went up to 240, correct?
Right, because you didn't make the payment.
Right. So when I'm going to be able to pay that is the April 1st and May 1st. I can pay 120 and 120, to get that out of the way.
Okay.
If that's okay with you.
All right. One moment.
Okay.
A date that's shortly after, like, are we here? Oh, the 7th. No, not the 14th. Okay. So I'll see you on May 28th, ma'am, and see if you've made those payments.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you,
And
Mr.
then
Barnett.
at that time, we'll see if we'll set up a payment plan for the $295.
Okay, that sounds great, Your Honor.
That'll be at 10 a.m. now. Okay.
Okay. That's in person, correct?
Yep, you're all set. Have a good day. Count one is dismissed on the 21T00840.
Thank you.
Have a good day, ma'am.
You too.
State of Michigan versus Felicia Jernigan, 23S00807, 19W006, I'm sorry, 000464, and 17W000828B.
APA Rachel McDuffie for the people.
Paul Barnett on behalf of the township.
Assistant Public Defender Allison Mueller here on behalf of Felicia Jernigan on the 23S00807 matter. Ms. Jernigan, can you unmute and state your name for the record, please?
Felicia Jernigan.
Thank you. Good morning, Erin. All right. On the 23S00807 matter, Ms. Jernigan was arraigned on February 21st before the magistrate. She had been on a bench warrant. She had been in bench warrant status.
And I know Your Honor is pulling up those reports. There is a more recent report that has, I think, at least one additional missed test. I can read off what I have if it would help.
Yes, please.
So I believe Ms. Jernigan needs to be arraigned and account for a positive SoberLink result on February 6th. That was during the time that she was in treatment at Home and New Vision, if I'm not mistaken, as well as 5 missed tests. That would be January 18th, January 19th, February 3rd, February 5th, and February 28th, in addition to some late ones that are also scattered throughout that report.
All right, ma'am. I believe the magistrate arraigned you on these, but I'm gonna do it again and make sure we're all on the same page. And she said those really fast, but it appears that you've just been a little all over the place with your testing. And this is an operating while intoxicated case. So you are supposed to be compliant with your SoberLink. It appears that starting from January 18th on, you've had some issues. So on January 18th, you missed the test between the hours of 6 a.m. and 9 a.m. And then you took an unscheduled test at 9:11. So not much later, but then you missed January 18th, January 19th, February 3rd, February 5th. And then on February 6th, you blew 0.062. At 9:02 by 9:24, you were at 0.045. And then you missed every retest after that on that date. And then you were late on February 9th, late on February the 18th, and missed on February 28th. So those last 2 tests, well, the last test, February 28th, when you missed, was after you were already arraigned on your bond before the magistrate for all these other issues. So, having said all that, your bond could be revoked for failing to comply with your testing requirements. You're entitled to have a hearing on this matter, at which time, if it shows that you are still continuing to not comply with your testing requirements, your bond could be revoked. Ms. Mueller, what would your client like to do?
Your Honor, I did speak with Ms. Jernigan about these violations. My understanding is that Ms. Jernigan would like to admit to the violations. Is that still correct, Ms. Jernigan? You're shaking your head. Okay. You're still muted.
Unmute your device.
In January, is when I first went into treatment.
Ms. Jernigan, sorry, just a moment, ma'am. We can offer an explanation to the court, okay? But the question is more if you admit that those tests were missed or they were not.
Yes, they were missed.
So is your client going to be pleading, waiving her right to have a hearing and pleading guilty?
That's my understanding. Is that correct, Ms. Jernigan, or do we need to speak briefly in a breakout room?
Yeah, in a breakout, can we speak?
Could we do that briefly, Your Honor?
Sure. Before you go into that breakout, I'm going to handle your last breakout first. Okay. I'm going to pass your case. I'll be sending you into a breakout room here shortly. Ypsilanti Township versus Shayna Lawson, case number 23T00708.
Paul Barnett on behalf of the township.
Assistant Public Defender Allison Mueller on behalf of Shayna Lawson. Ms. Lawson, can you state your name for the record again, please?
Shayna Lawson.
And turn on your camera, ma'am.
Sorry, I was Shayna Lawson.
All right. What would your client like to do, Ms. Mueller?
Your Honor, Ms. Lawson doesn't want to admit to the bond violation.
I could have sworn I saw her face was showing earlier, but now it's just a black screen. There you are. All right, Ms. Lawson, please raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Ma'am, is it true that you tested positive for THC and cocaine on February 13th, 2024?
Yes, ma'am.
And then you missed tests on February 27th, March 5th, and March 14th, correct?
You said I missed?
Correct.
Yes, I did.
All right. I find that there's a factual basis for the guilty plea to the bond violation. Are you satisfied, Mr. Barnett?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Ms. Mueller?
I'm satisfied, Your Honor.
All right. Is there something you want to say on behalf of your client regarding the bond violations, or do you want to start with the pretrial first?
Your Honor, I can start with the bond violations. Ms. Lawson explained to me that she went through something pretty traumatic and it triggered for her. She did relapse. She's very interested in treatment, and I can say for the last probably 2 weeks, she has been writing me that she's been seeking treatment. She was trying to find somewhere where she could check in for inpatient treatment. Until now, she hasn't been able to find a bed. So I don't know if that's something in connection with this case that she could be referred to do an intake assessment, maybe with community corrections, and they could assist her in finding treatment if that's something we could do.
For an outpatient, they do it through Access.
Okay.
That's the number I've been calling.
Well, let's see. Mr. Barnett, what's your thought on all this?
The case itself involved alcohol, but now obviously we have, there's other substances involved here with the cocaine. There's THC. I do appreciate that it appears that she fell off the wagon again, but certainly inpatient or some kind of treatment I think would be appropriate in this instance.
All right. What are we doing regarding the pretrial?
So, Your Honor, in the pretrial matter, I spoke with Ms. Lawson pretty in detail about this. She does want to set it for a final settlement conference. I discussed to her, how that fits in connection with this, the pros and cons, but Ms. Lawson wants to move forward with that. So we would like to set it for a final settlement conference.
All right. Turn the channel somewhere. Not doing it the time here, but oh, you mean next Thursday, the 28th? So, let's just say, these are officer witnesses only, right?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Would you be ready on Thursday, Mr. Burnett?
That seems a bit quick.
I know.
So I can't really say without reaching out to the deputy.
Well, it's for final settlement conference only. so-
Oh, yeah, I could do that.
Yeah,
I mean, the case is, if they want to proceed to trial, we're ready to go.
okay. So it's what's the date? All right, March 28th, 2024 at 11 a.m. And I'm gonna make that in person.
Okay.
Need to test within 24 hours, ma'am.
Okay.
If you fail to show up, a bench warrant's gonna issue for you. And if you fail to show up here, the same will be true. Okay?
Okay.
Your Honor, just, or I'm not sure if you're done. I just have one last question on this matter. After, I know Ms. Lawson needs to report within 24 hours, as you said, to community corrections. I guess after that first time testing, she is in Wayne County. I believe she does not drive. If she is out, not in inpatient situation, could she arrange with community corrections in the meantime that she does her testing somewhere closer to her there in Wayne County?
If she is out and not in the inpatient situation?
Right,
what-
yeah.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
All right, I'll allow her to arrange testing in Wayne County, but we can't have any time between, there could be no lapse between reporting to community corrections and her testing. So
Right.
she's got to make sure that that's working properly. And if she missed a test again, then, she may just be safer in custody where she can get into some inpatient treatment. So we will see her here on March 28th. Okay?
Thank you. Have a good day.
And that gives us a trial date. I mean, it's a pretty fast trial date, Mr. Burnett, but.
Yeah, as you pointed out, it's an officer witnesses.
Yeah.
So.
But the trial date would be, May 5th, April 5th. Jury selection, April 5th.
That's fine.
All right, ma'am. We will see you here on those, and I'm gonna put everything over to the March 28th date. Okay?
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you, you too.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but uh I can't hear anything, ma'am. I don't know if you're calling my name or not. I'm sorry.
I wasn't saying anything, sir.
Oh, okay. Your mouth is moving. I'm sorry. I apologize.
No worries. Ypsilanti Township versus Juan. Oh, what's wrong? Oh, we need a translator. All right, we need to get a translator for our next matter. All right, it's still spinning. I'm gonna try to call something else quickly while we wait for the translator to come in. State of Michigan versus Jonathan McKinney, case number 21 FB 1790.
Richard McDuffie for the people.
Assistant Public Defender Davi Leba for Mr. McKinney. Mr. McKinney, could you state your name, please, sir?
Jonathan McKinney.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. McKinney.
Good morning.
All right, we're here for a payment plan review. Has Mr. McKinney been making his payments?
He is not, Your Honor. I discussed this with Mr. McKinney. He tells me that he is starting a new job on May 6th, and he's requesting an adjournment until after that date so you can get settled into his new employment and be able to start making payments.
You know what? Never mind. I'll make it on July 9th, 2024 at 10 a.m. See if you can payments by then.
Thank you, Your Honor.
We'll call the, you're all set, Mr. McKinney.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Well,
the court will call the case of the state of Michigan versus Drageri Smith, case number 20S00463, as well as 22S410925.
Richard McDuffie for the people.
Assistant Public Defender Sandra White on behalf of Drageri Smith.
Hello.
Please state your name, sir.
My name is Drageri Smith.
Thank you. All right. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
All right.
You rocking that hair. You rocking that hair.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
All right. Mrs. Smith, why are you still suspended, sir?
Okay. I talked to a police officer the other day. He looked it up in the computer and said that only thing was holding my license was the Ypsilanti thing. So I took them $100 and got cleared up with them. I go to Secretary of State and tell the lady I want to reapply for my license or renew my license. And she says, okay. So she said, oh, wow, you don't have to take a test. So she said, give me $10 and step in front of the camera. So I did all that. And when I got the mail, I'm driving. I'm thinking I got license now, right? And when I get home the other day, Sunday, and I checked my P.O. box, and the letter was in there, and I told my wife, I said, open this for me while I'm driving. And she opened it, and she said, Greg, what would you expecting? I said, driver's license. She said, no, it's a state ID. So I went back, and they told me that I had to go back to the court. So I came back up there to the court and talked to the lady behind the glass. And she, what did she do? She gave me a paper with, no, the Secretary of State lady gave me a paper with the court. And it said something about, the court told me that there was a civil suit holding my license. And that's the one in Texas for $6,000. And I've been trying to get in touch with, I called her yesterday and she didn't answer the call. I'm going to text her next and email her. And I can have proof of that. If
you've been knowing that's been going on since May, in May of 23, May 2023. We talked about that's over a year ago. We talked about this.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I need help, Your Honor. I have no idea how to get in touch with this attorney.
Mr. Smith said that it's his understanding that once he makes payment arrangements with this attorney, then they will release.
I know. I told him that a year ago, and I'm tired.
I can't get in touch with her. I left a message yesterday saying that I could give her $500 a month. Because evidently the $100 I sent to her wasn't enough. And she won't take none of my calls. I'm gonna try to call it from a different number.
All right, Mr. Gary Smith, thank you for
Mhm.
all of that. Ms.
Thank you.
McDuffie, where are you with this at this time?
Well, I'm not even sure after all that. It looks like this is just not going to be resolved in this way. With him getting his license restored. And I'm just taking a look. Mr. Smith's other case, I think he has a review or something on, it was an underlying OWI base charge. So I don't know if that is anything holding him or just this other civil issue.
What do you mean the review? Is that in 1482? Is that what you're talking about?
No, he had a case with us, 20S 00463 that is also
Oh.
over.
Yes, that is up for review today. That is for payment.
Okay, so there's nothing related to that. That's
No.
affecting his. Okay.
No, the only things affecting him are this judgment, which has been there forever since 21. We talked about it in 23, and his 14A2 case, which still has him suspended. So I'm not sure why he's saying that.
Yeah.
He
A2 case. What's that?
It's the Ypsilanti case out of 14A2.
Well, I've just paid them folks off. Why would that be holding me still?
You said you took them $100. You gave them some money towards it. That's not paying it off.
No. They told me I had 100 left, and I paid that.
Okay. Mr. Smith, let me ask you to just hold on for a second.
Okay, I'm sorry.
The bottom line for me is that I don't have any offers because Mr. Smith has a pending DWLS case in 14A1 with an offense date of February 19th, just a month ago. So you know how I feel about people who continue to reoffend.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, Ms. White, what I'm hearing Ms. McDuffie say is that there won't be any offers on this case because he was continuing to drive and has picked up another case while he was on bond on this case. So, do you need an opportunity to speak to your client about what all that means for him?
Yes, I do, Your Honor. I do believe the case with the interpreter is mine also, though.
Yeah, put the interpreter on that. Okay. All right. Do you want to, I will, Mr. Dragari, you're gonna have to wait a minute while your attorney finishes up something with us here, and then I'll put you in a breakout room, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Apparently we lost our translator and we're trying to get one back. Yeah. Mm. We're still waiting for a translator. All right, we're just gonna put you in we still can't get the translator, so I'm gonna put you in a breakout room and handle something else until we get you back here.
Okay.
We'll call the matters of Amal Kasham, case numbers 22W001931, 21W002620, and 21S3966259.
Hello. I'm sorry about that. If I had one of those, where's the deputy for the people?
Paul Barnett on behalf of the township.
Thank you. These matters were set for a contempt hearing today in front of the court. Apparently, the defendant has not paid these tickets, but was arguing with the magistrate about that.
No, I'm not arguing, Your Honor. I'm recalling back to my last court date that we had dismissed these 3 tickets and that they were removed.
I don't know what court you were in, but it wasn't this one.
Okay, the last judge that I appeared in front of for the 3 court tickets, or the 3 tickets, they were dismissed. And I was asking
I'm
him,
not going to
why would
argue with you about that. That didn't
Huh?
happen. I'm not going to argue with you about that because that didn't happen.
Okay, so were they not all dismissed? Am I still owing for certain ones? And
Ma'am, you're owing for all of the 3 tickets I just called, like I just said 3 times.
okay, is there a way I can get points removed and just have
No.
payment?
No, there is not. I need a breakdown.
Your Honor, could I just point out for the record
Yes.
that Ms. Kasham, it looks like there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 traffic tickets between 2021 and 2023 in this court, some township, at least one state. 2 of those were dismissed, a township misdemeanor, a township civil infraction. The rest of those are defaulted civil. So some were dismissed, some were not, but probably even more urgently, Ms. Kasham should be aware that she has an immediate warrant out for an OWI case out of the 15th District Court, and may want to see about that.
What is OWI?
Operating while intoxicated.
I already breathalyzed 0 and they had drug tested negative, so they said, I spoke to Ann Arbor Police, they said they had dismissed it.
Okay.
Wait, which court is that from?
15th District Court, ma'am. I assure you it is not dismissed. You want the case number? I can give it to you.
Yeah, but I spoke to Ann Arbor Police and I spoke to the sheriff department and he said,
If you don't want the case
usually-
number, ma'am, there's nothing else I can do. I'm just letting you know there's a warrant out for your arrest. You can handle it however you like.
Okay, I'll contact the court. What is the number for it?
Case number 24-004.
Okay, what else?
That's all. That's the case number.
Ma'am, in these cases, you are $765. How do you plan to pay that?
Yes, is there a way I can get a removal of points off of them?
I said no already.
Okay, so can I reschedule a new court date
No,
until I
you
get?
cannot, ma'am. You need to tell me how you're gonna pay these tickets.
Okay, well, I'm gonna need some more time to make payment for those 3 tickets then.
How much can you pay per month and on what day?
I can do payments on the 1st of the month.
How much, ma'am?
$100.
So can you start in April?
Yes.
First payment of $100 is due on April 1st. And I will see you back here on May 28th. Actually, no, I'm gonna make that. What's the first? Do we have anything in June right after June 1st? All right, I'll see you back here on June 11th, 2024 at 10 o'clock a.m. By that time, you should have made April, May, and June's payment. Are we all on the same page?
Yes, but is there a way I
Ms.
can
Kashan,
get a removal of points? Yes.
did you understand? You need to have April, May, and June's payment made.
I understand. Is there a way that I can possibly have an option of removal of points?
We'll see you back here on June 11th. And ma'am, I'm gonna make that in person because I don't think you fully understand. So I will see you back here on June 11th at 10 a.m. in person. Okay?
Okay.
Bye.
Oh, blue chair.
All right, the court will recall the matter of Gary Smith, case number 20S00463, as well as 22S4109245.
Rachel McDuffie for the people.
Assistant Public Defender Sandra White on behalf of DeGary Smith.
All right, Mr. Jagari Smith, please state your name again.
DeGary Smith.
All right, Ms. White, where are we with this, please?
Mr. Smith has decided to plead guilty to the charge.
Mr. Jagari Smith, it's my understanding you're going to be pleading guilty as charged in ticket number 22S 4109245, which is for driving while license suspended. That is a misdemeanor carrying a maximum penalty of up to 93 days and or $500 fine. Is that correct, sir?
Yes.
Please raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
I do.
Thank you. You may lower your hand. I'm going to go over some rights you have that you're going to be giving up by entering into this plea. Please stop me if you have any questions or if you need to speak with your attorney again. You have the right to have a trial by a jury, at which time you can call witnesses to speak for you. You can get an order signed by this court to require that those witnesses come to court. You have the right to see, hear, and question any and all witnesses that are called against you, and you have the right to be a witness for yourself, or you could choose to remain silent. If you did choose to remain silent, the prosecutor could not comment on that. In addition to that, you have the right to be presumed innocent unless proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand all those rights, sir?
Yes, I do.
You understand you're going to be giving up all those rights and you're not going to be having a trial of any sort?
Yes, I do.
You also understand that there's no automatic right to appeal this decision. So in all likelihood, the decision you're making is going to stick with you.
It comes with points, doesn't it?
It does. And it suspends your license further.
I can't get them back. All right, let's do it.
Okay. All right. So the answer is yes, you understand that there's no automatic right to appeal this decision, and so it's likely to stick with you?
Yes, I do.
Okay. If you were on probation, parole, or bond when you got this offense, and you still are from 2020, which is doubtful, you could be in violation of that probation, parole, or bond. Were you on any that you're still on now?
No, not that I know of.
All right. In addition to that, sir, if you are not a U.S. citizen, you could have immigration consequences, but you are a U.S. citizen, right?
Right.
All right. So to the charge of driving while license suspended, how do you plead, sir?
Guilty.
Has anyone promised you anything to get you to plead guilty, sir?
No.
Anyone threaten you in any way, shape, or form?
No.
All right. So on August the 18th of 2000, wait, I gave you the wrong date. Let's go back. I was looking at the wrong file. Ms. McDuffie didn't correct me. The date of this offense was August the 18th of 2022. Were you on probation, parole, or bond that you still are on for that date?
Not that I know of, no.
Okay. So now having said that, on August 18th of 2022, were you operating a motor vehicle at the vicinity of South Huron River Drive and Spinnaker Way?
When was that?
August 18th of 2022.
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
You were?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. All right. And at the time you were operating that motor vehicle, were your license suspended, sir?
Yes.
All right. I find that there's a factual basis for the plea that's been willingly and knowingly made. Are you satisfied, Ms. McDuffie?
Yes, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Your Honor.
All right. Are we requesting immediate sentencing?
Yes, please.
Any objection?
No objection.
All right. Anything you want to say on behalf of your client?
I know, Your Honor.
Ms. McDuffie, anything from you?
Sir, please stop driving on this license until you get it back. That's all.
I will.
So it does impact your license, sir, and I don't know. We could be in a different place if you just stop driving on your license.
Right. Wow.
All right. So Having said all that, sir, is there anything you want to say before I sentence you?
No,
All right,
thank you.
you already owe us money on the other tickets and you have quite a few things to get under control. I'm gonna give you a fine in this case of $225. So are you needing to set up a payment plan?
Yes. I'm set up already for how much a month?
Let me see here. You're supposed to be paying $100 every month.
Okay. Can I add 50 to that to take care of this every month?
You can.
Can I do that? Yeah.
Well, you can. What I will do is I'm gonna leave it at the 100. You put your extra 100. You put your extra 50 or whatever you want to put on it, so it can be
Okay.
done. Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. And let's see. You're supposed to be making that on the 3rd of each month.
Right.
So I'll see you back here on July 9th and see if you're making these payments that you just told me you're gonna make. By that time, you should be almost done, or you should. I don't know what the outstanding is on the other ones, but you should be getting close to being done. July 9th, 2024 at 10 a.m. Sir, is when I'll see you next. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Have a good day.
You too. Okay, we're still spinning. We'll call the matters of Travis Walker. Case number is 22W001100 20S364605.
Paul Barnett of MIWashington Township.
Sorry about that, Paul. We're tuning up for the people.
Assistant Public Defender Sandra White on behalf of Travis Walker.
Mr. Travis Walker, now it's the time for you to unmute and state your name, sir.
Travis Walker.
Thank you. You're here for 2 pre-trials today on driving while license suspended, and you're still suspended.
That is correct. Is the court able to tell Mr. Walker, I know he's still suspended, he would like to try to get his license back. What is the status? Is that something that's doable? He thinks he has tickets out of a couple courts and that if he pays those and this one, that he should be okay.
It's probably correct. This is, it's gonna take me a minute to go through this. He goes all the way back to 2010. He has do you have a pen, sir, to write this down?
I got a list, my checkoff list.
All right. See, he
That
says
I,
he already has a list.
Okay,
yeah, that I
well,
got from the Secretary of State, and like I was telling ma'am here, when I got out of jail last week or 2 weeks ago, they gave me a list also. So I'm just trying to check them down now, check them off.
Well, you
in
got
that case, I'm sorry.
a few here in 14B as well. So, all right. He has his list. I'm gonna give him about 60 days. I'll bring you back on May 21st.
Wait. Now on that list is only one in Washington. And you said I have a few. So now it's a little different. On both papers, it only says Washington. It doesn't say multiple Washington.
Okay, well, let me go.
And Your Honor, if Mr. Walker is going to let the court finish trying to advise him of that, I also just want to make sure he knows he has a bench warrant. It looks like he was recently in custody, but he wasn't arraigned on that particular one. That is out of 14A1, maybe due to payments on an older PWLS case.
This cases go all the way up to Ithaca. I don't even know where that is.
And I've never been up there, and that's something I that's been stuck, and I've been trying to figure out too. Like, I don't even know where Ithaca is. So
You've got one out of 14B, which is here, from 2012 for no proof of insurance that you're suspended for. You've got another one from here for driving while license suspended from 2013. You've got another one out of the 15th District Court that you're suspended for. That's Washtenaw County. Well, you probably know these. These are not this county, but Dearborn and okay, you know that one. Let's see. Plymouth. (14A) District Court, you have a driver license expired from 2016. That's in Washtenaw County. Those are the ones from Washtenaw County. Okay, so you need to go to 14A, 15th, and here to take care of your tickets, sir.
Okay.
I'll see you back here on May 21st, 2024 at 10 o'clock a.m. to see if you've taken care of any of those. You got quite a few, so you should start working them down. I'm gonna need to see progress to be able to.
Yes, ma'am. You said May 21st?
Yes, at 10 o'clock a.m. I'm sorry, 9 o'clock a.m. Wait, no. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. It's going to be 10:30 a.m.
10:30?
Yes. I'll see you then, okay?
Thank you. You guys have a good day.
Thank you. You too, sir. Court will call the T. Sable Ross matter, 22W004701.
Paul Barnett on behalf of the township.
Morning, Your Honor. Ashley Jordan requesting to practice under MCR 8.120 under direct supervision of Davi Lebo.
Permission is granted.
Thank you. Ms. Ross, can you say your name for Your Honor?
Ms. T. Sable Ross, please unmute your device, turn on your camera, and state your name. Ms. T. Sable Ross, this is going to be my last time asking you to turn on your camera and state your name. I'm going to pass this matter and you'll be put to the end of the docket. Passing that matter.
Oh, she says she's trying.
The court will call the case of Stephen Preston, case number 23W003843.
Barnett on behalf of the township.
Assistant Public Defender Sandra White on behalf of Stephen Preston.
Mr. Stephen Preston, please unmute your device and then state your name.
Stephen Preston.
Thank you. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, ma'am.
All right, we're here on a pretrial and a license suspended. He's still suspended.
Your Honor, are you able to tell us what it is that's left on his license to do? Or if it's impossible to get it?
It looks like he should be able to get his license. He's got one out of Jackson, the 12th District Court for no proof of insurance that he needs to take care of. He's got suspension here. 1 second, let me see if it's this ticket. Nope, he's got a suspension here for ticket number 20W002775 that he needs to pay. And then he's got one out of Romulus for no proof of insurance. Those are the three.
In that case, I believe we want to adjourn so Mr. Preston can work on that. Is that correct, Mr. Preston?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
May 28th, 2024 at 10 o'clock a.m., sir. We'll see you back then. You should be able to take care of those 3 tickets between now and then, don't you think?
Yes, ma'am, I will.
All right.
I've been just now taking care of a lot of things in life, but this is my main priority, and I've been knocking it down.
All right. Thank you, sir. I'll see you back then. If you have those
Thank you,
tickets
guys.
taken care of, I'll give you additional time to go to the Secretary of State, but you should try to get as much done as possible.
Yes, ma'am, I will.
All right. Bye-bye. Have a good day.
Thank you, and you have a good day too.
Thank you.